No holiday dinner would be complete without a golden turkey holding court.
Surrounded by all the trimmings of stuffing, tart cranberry sauce, and velvety gravy.
Whether it's sizzling in the fryer, basking in the oven, or taking on a smoky flavor over hardwood, it's the one dish that unites tables across the nation.
With the same delicious ritual. But before the carving starts, this bird's tale is quite the adventure. Get ready to gobble up some juicy turkey insight and watch how this bird goes from feathered to festive feast.
The process of getting that succulent turkey to your plate begins right here at the breeding farm.
And right away, you'll notice the barn is filled with hens only.
With commercial turkey egg production, the females, or hens, are kept in dedicated facilities, separated from the males, or toms. This arrangement optimizes breeding effectiveness and maintains strict health protocols throughout their productive lives.
To supply nearly 200 million whole turkeys every year requires some creative intervention.
So each hen is artificially inseminated by hand about once a week, which keeps egg output at a consistent level.
Then the barn's lighting is precisely regulated to about 15 hours a day, tricking the birds' biological clocks to think it's constantly springtime, their peak laying season.
This consistent light schedule stimulates the hens to lay steadily all year long, yielding approximately 4 eggs weekly. Far more than the limited dozen or so they'd lay in the wild during a short seasonal window. Assurances. A typical hen follows this routine for roughly 25 weeks before her productive cycle winds down, and the next flock
then immediately dispatched to the specialized turkey hatchery just a few miles down the road.
Inside the hatchery, each egg spends about 25 days in this warm incubator.
Set to 98 degrees Fahrenheit, carefully monitored while life begins to form inside. Throughout the day, the trays slowly tilt side to side,
replicating the way a mother hen would tend her clutch, turning her eggs nearly 100 times daily. This constant motion keeps the embryo
from sticking to the shell membrane and helps prevent deformities or fatal growth issues.
After nearly 30 days, the shells start to crack from within, and the baby turkey, known as a poult, enters the world.
From here, it's off to the brooder farm, where the serious business of plumping up these fuzzy newcomers gets underway.
Inside the brooder barns, warmth is everything, because the young poults aren't able to regulate their own body temperature yet.
So flame heaters are placed just above the floor, keeping the air toasty near 95 degrees,
helping them thrive in their new environment. They begin their growth journey on a high-protein starter feed.
That's about 30% protein, made mostly from corn, soybean meal, with added vitamins and minerals.
They'll stay on this nutrient-dense formula for 2 weeks to build strength fast. Over the next 3 weeks, the feed is gradually adjusted to match their growing size and shifting nutritional needs. By the end of week 5, this orchestrated feeding program has transformed the fragile hatchlings into strong, 4-pound juveniles, ready for relocation to the finishing farm,
where the serious bulk-up begins. Hens and toms are separated.
At the finishing farm, housed in separate barns that cater to their different growth trajectories. They continue eating a diet built around corn and soybean meal, but now the formula is optimized for developing lean meat rather than bone structure.
There must be thousands of them.
They're all so healthy looking.
Once the flock hits its target weight, the turkeys are carefully gathered and conveyed into specialized modules,
which transports the live birds to the processing plant.
When the truck reaches the plant, an automated unloader lifts the transport modules and ferries them inside the facility. Inside, the modules pass through a system called slow induction anesthesia, where gradual increasing levels of CO2 eases the turkeys into unconsciousness. This gentle progression prevents muscle tension that can produce tough meat, a detail that matters come dinner time. After they're fully sedated, workers carefully secure each bird onto an overhead shackle conveyor, which carries them past this surgical blade that makes a small incision along the neck, letting the fluids drain efficiently. Then the carcasses are dipped into this hot water scalder to soften the skin and feathers, followed by a plucking machine, lined with large rubber appendages that effectively strips the carcass clean.
A spinning blade trims away the feet, and the birds are re-shacked before being sent to the evisceration line.
This automated scooping extractor reaches inside the body cavity, removing the internal organs, sending them to be chilled and sorted by type.
Once chilled to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, the hearts, livers, and gizzards are packaged into individual giblet packs. Once chilled to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, the hearts, livers, and gizzards are packaged into individual giblet packs. The final safety step required by the USDA is rapid chilling. This can be done either by air or water to reach a core temperature below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and this plant achieves that through a lengthy 5-hour submersion in a chilled chlorine-treated water bath. Emerging from the chilling bath, the turkeys glide through a computerized grater that swiftly sorts them by both size and weight. Birds of matching weight are conveyed together down the line, where a pop-up timer is inserted into the breast to signal the perfect roast. Then, they're all sealed in vacuum-tight plastic bags, wrapped in snug netting,
and secured for that perfect market-ready look. After a 24-hour flash freeze at -20 degrees Fahrenheit,
the birds make their way to grocery stores everywhere, waiting to become the main course at family gatherings, where that first slice becomes the moment everyone's been waiting for. While the whole turkey may dominate the spotlight in November, Butterball recognized that modern tables demand options. Not every household enjoys wrangling a 20-pound bird, and some simply prefer the lean, tender breast meat without the bones, giblets, or sorting out who gets a drumstick. That's where the boneless turkey breast comes in. A compact, ready-to-cook roast created through a dedicated process all its own. So let's follow the journey and watch how Butterball reshapes tradition into simplicity. After the eviscerated carcasses are fully chilled, they're routed to the cutting line, where an automated blade cleanly separates the entire breast section from the rest of the body. The carcasses continue down their own portioning route, while the breast cuts roll across a deskinning machine
that strips away the outer layer in seconds.
Then it's through the deboning line, where mechanical knives carve along the bone, freeing the smooth, twin breast lobes underneath. On the final finishing table, skilled workers carefully inspect and hand trim leftover bits of fat,
cartilage, bone chips, and membrane to create a clean, flawless cut.
After trimming, the boneless turkey fillets are collected and chilled to about 40 degrees Fahrenheit before passing under this brine injector machine. Dozens of stainless steel needles infuse a precise mix of water, salt, and phosphate to lock in moisture, with a touch of honey or sugar to boost flavor depth. The seasoned cuts are then vacuum-fed through tubing into this large stainless tumbler, where paddles pummel and knead the meat for nearly 4 hours. This steady motion activates natural proteins, giving the meat a sticky film that will later help each piece bind together into one cohesive roast. 4 of the sticky breast fillets are fitted into plastic molds, heat-sealed by the machine, and placed on racks before going inside the smoker. During 5 hours of cooking at 165 degrees Fahrenheit, smoky flavor infuses the meat, while the sticky proteins bond all the cuts into single, boneless roasts. Once cooled, workers unload the roasts onto the conveyor before the cooking bags are stripped away, and the roasts pass under a shower of liquid hickory flavoring. They continue to packaging, where they're wrapped in branded Butterball plastic and vacuum-sealed tight.
The sealed roasts move through 195-degree hot water to shrink the plastic wrap into a skin-tight fit.
There's now a bird tailored for every table and taste. From the grand tradition of carving a full bird to the foolproof boneless roast that's ready to slice and serve, every cook has their match. And the flavors, just as selective.
Cajun heat, herbed up goodness, or smoky mesquite, there's a turkey twist for every taste bud. The real question is, what's sharing your plate? Creamy mac and cheese, tangy cranberry sauce, a mountain of stuffing, or something totally off script? Let everyone know in the comments.